Hello everyone, it is the 1st of April 2024, early in the afternoon. Have a unexpected break in the rain. It rained a lot this morning and last night, so the ground is saturated. But since I got to work the next 2 days, I'm going to take advantage of this and start partially disassembling my engine again. Since I screwed up and have a water leak, the only way I can fix it is to pull the intake manifold, scrape off the gaskets again, and clean all the surfaces up again. And this time, upon the advice of Brian, he suggested I should be using silicone sealant around the water jackets on the gasket. So I'll put a thin bead of silicone where the water jackets meet the heads, and that should take care of that. I'm going to take it off a little differently than I did the last time. The last time I left the expansion tank on there. Even though it went fine, I think it was a little bit risky to do it that way, so I'm planning on removing it this time, even though that means more, a new water outlet gasket where the thermostat is and all that, but that's okay. I've already ordered my new gaskets. They should be here tomorrow or the next day from Napa. Bought them online. I'm also going to replace that freeze plug, and I bought one of them rubber expansion ones this time because I don't know if I'm going to have room enough to properly install a replacement steel one. And since the steel one I have is leaking, I don't normally like these, but in a pinch, they work well. I'm sure you've seen these before. We just stick them in the hole and tighten the nut, and it expands and seals. So pretty simple. So since I'm still missing 3 gallons of antifreeze or coolant from the system. I haven't put it back in yet, even though I was running the engine yesterday. I figure now's the time to take care of this as well, because I want to make sure my cooling system is completely sealed like it should be. So I'm not going to show much as far as the dismantling part because you've seen it before. So I'm just going to start on that now and go from there. All right, this is going much faster the second time around, I guess because of very recent experience with this. I've already got the manifold ready to come out. All the bolts have been removed. I've got the stuff in the front out of the way. I took the expansion tank off. The distributor remains in place. The fuel pump remains in place. All the wiring remains in place. I've just kind of got it tucked out of the way. That's a real time saver, assuming I don't have any problems getting it out at this point. So all I'm going to do right now with my big screwdriver is pop it loose and climb up like I did the last time and just set it on the side here on top of the fender. I am taking off the hose from the other end this time from the water pump because it looks like it'd be harder with the distributor in the way and all that to do it from the other end. So hopefully that works out okay. So far so good. All right, the intake manifold is once again removed. That went pretty easy, I'm glad to say. This is where it was leaking, at least where I suspect it was leaking. Now it looks the same way on the other side, even though I don't think it was leaking over there. But so now I get to redo the process of peeling off these gaskets, cleaning up the surfaces again, getting my shop vac out here and all that stuff. And the same on these surfaces. I got to clean that gasket material off again. Got to clean it off there. So that's what I'm working on next. My goal is to have everything cleaned up and ready to go. So when the gaskets get here and I have the next opportunity to work on it, I can quickly reassemble it with some silicone specialty gray sealer. All right, things continue to move very quickly. I've already cleaned all the surfaces here with my rotary wire brush. Looks like, oh, there we go. So everything cleaned up nicely. The only thing I got left is that little corner right there of the distributor, which reminds me I forgot to bring back a smaller wire brush to fit my drill. All these surfaces have been mostly cleaned. I got a mess here to vacuum up though, so I got my shop vac to vacuum all the loose stuff up. And I just came back from cleaning up the thermostat housing. That is one thing that I did use sealer on, and that definitely helps. But it's moving along quickly. One thing I did notice is that the surface right here where it was leaking is pretty pitted, and that could very well be why it was leaking in this one spot, because none of the other spots are pitted like that. That one's a little bit pitted, but not quite as bad, and the ones up front are real smooth, probably because I think they're blocked off except for a little pinhole in the gasket. But these are pretty pitted, so I can see why I would need to use some sealant to fill in those pittings right there. So I'm feeling pretty good, about even though I had to redo this, at least it's going quickly. So I'll be able to reassemble this very quickly once I get my gaskets in. Wish I had them today already, but I don't. All right, this is concluding this very short update. Even though it has started raining again, even though it wasn't in the forecast, they seem to be pretty bad here about forecasting rain and not forecasting it. But the good news is I got through everything I wanted to do. It only took me probably less than an hour, so I'm very pleased. I got the intake manifold pulled off again, and of course everything out of the way that I had to get out of the way to do that. I've got all the mating surfaces cleaned off with my rotary wiry brushes, rotary wiry brush, and all I'm waiting for now are the new manifold gaskets and time. So I'll be working tomorrow and Wednesday, so Thursday will be my first opportunity. Once I get those gaskets, the reassembly will go very quickly, so I'm looking forward to that, and also getting rid of these water leaks. And I'm also going to do that freeze plug as well as part of this process. So have a good day. See ya.